Good morning, welcome to Natasha Makes. I'm Natasha. It is Make It Monday because, you know, it's Monday. Hopefully the kids are all back at school. We're all feeling calm. We're feeling calm. We're not here because obviously I've done my last minute thing of let's have this on the show and this and this and this and this and this. So yeah. And I can see that Ruben has sat on my cutting mat. Amazing. You do like to try and get in my car. It's the dog. I've got a big muddy paw on my cutting mat. I wonder if I've got anything I can clean that with. So did you all have a good weekend? And if so, what did you do? Was it fabulous? I was working mostly, how I spent my weekend. But we are all good. I have got for you on today's show lots of bargains, last chance to buys, discounted goodies, brand new fabrics, brand new bundles, and a new make. Bye-bye, can't ask more than that. If you are a big Sue Penn fan, you will see that the Sue Penn incredible panel. This is 1.5 meters. It's just over 60 inches this, or around 60 inches. It's a quilt in its own right, really. Jane and I were talking about this, and yeah, you could have it as the most stunning wall hanging. But if you wanted to sash it in any way, we've got some mega meters for you. With that in mind, shall we take a look? I just think it's just happy, isn't it? It's just proper happy fabric. And I really do love that. Shall we say hello to everybody first? See who's around. Let's do that, shall we? Let's take a look. We have got Gabriel, good morning. Oh, she's decluttered this weekend. Oof. I always mean to, and then I just make more mess than I meant to in the first place. Auntie Lizzie says, good morning, you're an early bird today. And Claire Angelina is here, morning, I'm back from Spain with a very heavy British weather bump. Yeah, Jimmy's here. Good afternoon, Jimmy. How are you, lovely? Jan's here. Catherine's here. People are coming as we speak, joining us all the time. So good morning to all of you. Shall we have a look then at the Sue Penn? We've done it as a mega meter. I always put black with Sue Penn when we put bundles together for the simple reason that her colours are so bright and vibrant, it's kind of rude not to. So let's just take a look at what is on my desk. Oh, don't need that. None of those. You know, Gabriel, feel free to come around here and declutter, because, you know, I could do with that. Right. Let's have a little looky at this. So we have got, this is your mega meter. Here we go. And we've put it with 1 meter of black. So if you wanted to do incredible things with this, based around doing incredible things with that, then that's all going to work. You'd have to piece that if you wanted to sash it. But my goodness, it would be stunning. Absolutely stunning. Ooh. I would, if it were me, I would put a little bit of black all the way around just to frame that as it is, and then I would add a bit of that. Just do that. Do you know what I'll do? I think it's because I've got quite a thin top on, but it doesn't quite reach. I'm going to do an old TV trick with the old microphone. There we go, corner. Whoop! No, it's not going to work. Hopefully. There we go. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's going to annoy it. That way. Yeah, so 1 meter of this. I would, yeah. Oh, what was I saying before before. So I would do a thin sash of black, and then I would come in with this, and then I would do that, and then I would bind the whole thing in black. Would be me. But that's just me. So these are up if you would like them today. They're just stunning, aren't they? Absolutely stunning. Supen is just, it's happy, happy fabric. And quite frankly, on a grey old day like today, we could do with that. We could use a bit of that. Now, we have also got some Boltons. There are a couple of tulip pink ones which went up this morning, and then also, don't know what that's doing on my desk, if that's actually been bolt ended. If it has, then it doesn't need to be, because that's coming with me, because I loves that. But we've got the Macawa Christmas wishes with your frosty fellows. I've got 1.39 meters of that, and that is all that I have got left of my dear little frosty fellows there. Pa-ba! They're rather lovely. Bless them. Now today, I've done that thing again of having my glasses everywhere and realising that and they're just always dirty. It drives me mad. So I'm like, right, I need to we've done lots of different glasses cases, and in my mind you can never have enough glasses cases. But when the velvets came in, I'm like, right, I want a really easy glasses case that we can make. And on top of that, not only do I want it to be easy, but I also want it so that it cleans my glasses. It's going to clean my glasses because I am so done with having dirty glasses all the time. I've lost my sample. I think I left that at Create and Craft, which is annoying. So you're going to have to bear with me whilst I kind of start you from scratch with it again. But that's okay. So you're going to need a little scrap of cork, but I think most of you have got cork by now. And then we've done you some fat quarter bundles of outer fabrics and then velvets for lining. Most of these are loaded. If there's the odd one that isn't loaded, then bear with, because Gem's going to be loading that. I said we could just do a plain black with the leopard print, and the girls went, no, look, this one's got a little bit of gold in. So that was their choice. That was what they went with. Tiny, tiny, tiny gold metallic there. And that's your essential pin dot from Macawa. And then you've got, this is just so beautiful. Honestly, I can't tell you. When you get it home and you actually touch it, it is really rather exquisite. So you've got that as a little bundle there. Then we've got fat quarters of navy and your strawberry thief. Bear in mind, this is the fabric that's going to be on the outside, and then your velvet is going to be on the inside. I made my sample out of this combo, which is just so beautiful, with the blush velvet, and this is, let's put it around that way, these are persals. But then we've got this incredible ochre velvet, and look, it picks out, wow, I just love that. It just picks out the gold highlights in this Dutch heritage fabric there. So that is ever so slightly different there. And then we've got this brand new olive velvet fabric, which we love. And I just thought, do you know what? For all those gentlemen out there, that green is exactly right to go with that. And I will be making one of those for my dad. But then also the green looks incredible. This is brand new. We've not had this olive fabric in before. It also looks rather lush with the William Morris. It also looks rather special with the cray fabric there, and looks just incredible with the acanthus swirl. So they are all the new options with that incredible velvet. Just beautiful. And then of course we've got the ochre velvet, we've got the beautiful blush, and we've got the navy, and we've got the leopard print there. It's not called leopard print, it's something else. But what is it? Tasmania Pemba. And I always think Pumbaa, as in like Timon and Pumbaa. Yeah, that one. That one. Now, alongside the fact that my glasses are always... Oh, hang on. Do you know what, actually? If you get these two, then this works also very beautifully with that. You can work that either way. It's a bit gorgeous. It's all a bit gorgeous today. We are loving it. I might work with that though. Right, so they are our velvets today. And then I've got some other little combos for you. So I've got these frames. This is our Robert Kaufman. I have got 3 of these left, and that's it. I've got this in the 18 centimetre frames. Do you remember these ones? They've got all the twisted metalwork across there and then the embossed heart. And in order to open it, you have to lift the heart up and that's how they open. They're absolutely stunning. I've got 18 centimetre ones in the bright gold, which just picks out the gold that is in this fabric here. This is a Robert Kaufman, whatever you want to say. And I've put that with purple. I've got 3 of those. And then here, this is Kaufman again, with cope and blue there. This is the antique one, antique brass, again, with that closure, with the heart there. But look at those together. Ooh. And that will work with any of the 20 centimetre frame instructions. So you could be doing that with that. But with that, if you see what I mean. It's entirely up to you. But again, I've got 5 of these and 3 of these, and that's it. That's all I've got. So if you would like those, please do go for it. Right, let's pop those out the way. And then in terms of frames, I'll pop that to one side, but I will demo with that one. I have got all sorts. I don't know if I can lift this up in a one. I've lost a frame. Was it this one? There's a lot on today's show. You can see why Gemma's having a small meltdown this morning. Going, you want me to do how much? Yeah. Yeah. I have got 2 each of these fat quarter bundles with a frame. So these are the bobble-headed frames. I have still got the kits where you get 5 different ones. I've got 1 each of those left and that's it. Otherwise, they've all been taken and made into kits. So if you fancy this beautiful Dana Designs fabric, and if you fancy it with that beautiful sort of corally pink frame, they're lovely, these. I really love them. Then we have got 2 of those and then they're gone. I mean, you can still get the fabric. Still got the fabric, but not the frames. But they do work very beautifully together. If you fancy that, but in this colourway, again, another fabulous Dana Designs. Then look, we've gone with the yellow. I just love that shade of yellow with that blue in the background there. So that's your combo here. Again, this fabric we still have available if you're loving the fabric. But again, limited with the frames. I only have 2 each left. Now, 2 again of this. And how better. Now you see, this was sort of inspired by my next door neighbour who asked me to get some more frames in because what's been selling in her shop has been this type of frame made into glasses cases. Genius. Perfect. H640. Done. Boom. Lovely job. Perfect. And that's what's been working for her. So I was like, well, do you know what? I will pass that message on. Because I guess the thing is, you get to 40 and your eyesight goes, ask me how I know, and then you have to have glasses every which way, all over the place. But imagine having your glasses cases with dinosaurs. That just makes me happy. Can't lie about that. And then, we'll get onto that in a minute. 2 of these, because this green is exactly the greens that are in here, and it's kind of stripy anyway. So this just works. These frames just work beautifully with that. This has actually got a salt batik lining, so you're getting a little bit of an extra bit of goodness in there. But yeah, all of these, this is all 2-tone, so it just works so beautifully with that frame. That's an Anna Maria Horner fabric. Now, if we look at Dina Designs, I don't know, there was something about the colours with Dina Designs that has worked so beautifully with these frames for me today. Just don't know why. But look, and again, anything where there's been a stripe, I've kind of wanted to echo it with these, but I've picked out that blue and gone, yes, that will be beautiful. That will be so beautiful with this. And you can fussy cut whichever bits you like then. But it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be very gorgeous. My next door neighbour and I were discussing that what we really need is just to have evenings where you just sit and sew. So you prep everything, like you do all the sewing-y bits, and then you leave the hand stitching to do in front of a movie at the end of the day. Now, this fabric is just glorious. I don't feel like we've whooshed this around enough. However, I've put it with Midnight, and that was the frame because it has a rainbow of everything. I love putting these bundles together because I rampage around the warehouse. I wait till everyone's gone home, and then I rampage around the warehouse because it's not a pretty sight. To pick the right fabrics, the colours that go, that work. And we're really lucky because we've got such an extensive range. It works. It just works. I can always find something that's going to go, and that's the one. Black was too dark with this because that's not actually black. That's kind of a midnight. So I went with that. I've got 2 of these, and they are just stunning. And I thoroughly recommend those, really. Now, if you are thinking about doing some little Christmassy treat pouches, then can I recommend this with either your, it's going to look like a candy cane, isn't it? But I do have another option for you. So you can either get it with that frame or with the red square one. It's up to you. Either works a treat. They're both 8.5 centimetres across from there to there. So whichever one you fancy, really, with your little Christmassy snowmen, makes a lovely treat. Maybe you are already making for Christmas. Maybe you are, in which case, perfecto. Look at their little happy faces. Aren't they sweet? Very, very, very sweet. those together, those together, those together. That on there. Oh, if we're looking at those frames, I've got one of the white ones with the bunnies. It even says bunnies on it. One of those left. Maybe two of them actually. Might be two. Now this I just thought was ridiculously fun. And again, you can fussy cut, so you might want to have the mushrooms with these. You might want to have the flowers and the zigzaggy Thunderbolt. This is a Libs Elliot. Ridiculously fun fabric. I've given you paprika with that one, but I just think that works. And again, I've got two of those. So whatever you fancy there. These are just $9.99, by the way. You are not going to use up all of that fabric with that frame. Now, don't know if Gemma did this one at $9.99. Probably shouldn't have been because it's Kaufman, but with all these swirly whirly bits, it just had to be that. And I put that with amethyst. And we love it. Oh, how we love it. I think a lot of you are shopping ahead and seeing what we've got, because, you know, snooze you lose on these. I can't make up any more of these because I don't have any more frames. And then this is the last of the cat snack. Is it called cat snack? It's something like that. With the Tula pink. Isn't that beautiful? Just, oh, hang on. Gemma's messaging me. What's she telling me? What's she telling me? What's she telling me, Gemma Lala? Oh, $10.99 for the Kaufman with the amethyst. Yeah, you know that. Yeah, it did need to be a little bit different because the Kaufman's just coming in so expensive now. But it's worth it. And when you get it and you see it and you go, absolutely, yes, I understand why. It's too beautiful to not get. That's my dilemma. It's like, oh, will people buy it? Well, yes. And then I've got here Lisa Chandler. Beautiful, beautiful, with vanilla. And this bright gold here, so a slightly different one here, but bright gold absolutely is that metallic finish on there. So I have got a couple of those left. And then, oh yeah, like I said, we've got, if you just want the bubble clasps, then I've got bundles of the 5s. So if you want the rainbow, the orange, the red, the yellow, the green, I've got a bundle of 5 there. Or if you are going for the black, the pinks, the purples and the blue, then I've got that bundle of frames there. So they're the frames that I've got left. Because we often get asked, well, why don't you just sell the frames on their own? Well, we have today. And it's all good. Now, a different shape frame for you here. And I've put this with the Library of Rarities. What's this called? Is this called bookends or something? Or book lining. And this is with the small. I've done larger ones out of this before, but this is your small barge foot. I don't know. Do you know what? I really need to do my homework on this and find out why it's called a barge foot clasp. I don't actually know, but it opens out really, really, really big, like that. And I think that together with the moss is such a beautiful bundle. Fat quarters all the way. Job done. Hooray. And yeah, I've got as many of those as I could muster. If you got the barge foot pattern from last time, that was with a larger size clasp. The technique would be the same, but you would have to just downsize the pattern for that. Or at some point I will have to do a whole new one. I am kind of kicking myself for not having my sample that I made at the weekend. It's ridiculous. Right, let's bundle up some of these here. Have a little tidy, tidy, tidy. Right, other things that we have got on today's show for you. Would involve this box here. Now, loads of you have seen me use on the regular our alligator clips. Now we are down to, gosh, we had so many of these. We had boxes and boxes and boxes. And I use these instead of quilting clips an awful lot when I want a longer reach. And sometimes I bend them into to go over the top of frames. I use them in lots and lots and lots of different ways. But we are down to our last 12 packs of the 77. I've got some of the 57 mil by themselves. I think I've got 8 sets left and that's it. And I've got 12 sets of the 77. So I've bundled 12 of them with the 57 and the 77 mil alligator clips. We've put them on at a crazy price, I think like $5.99 for all of those, for 100 of those clips. When they're gone, they're gone. I've had a little purge in the warehouse this morning. I say purge, others would say frigging whirling dervish, get her out of here. But you know, Creative Grids, non-slip, circle, savvy ruler. You will need a smaller, you'll need like the 18 mil rotary cutters for this. But if you ever wanted to do a circle, then this is great. So I would either recommend the Fiskars circle cutter, but if you know and love your Creative Grids, then this might be the one. You can do quarter circles, half circles, full circles on here. 15.5 inch is the largest on here. And you've got them, this is where this is one up on the Fiskars one. Because you've got inches and you've got 1.5 inches on here. So you've got more flexibility in your circle sizes. I've got 3 of these left. They've sat in the warehouse now forever because you always go for the Fiskars circle cutter. But we've taken, and look, you've got the little demo code there. We have taken a big chunk off these so that you can get these home. If you are a Creative Grids lover, then this is the one for you. Absolutely. But just use a smaller rotary cutter if you've got one, and that is an absolute treat. You've still got that inbuilt non-slip grip there, which means it's not going anywhere, and it's all segmented out as well. And you've got all your instructions with your savvy circle cutter there. So I've got 3 of those. I have got 1 of the mesh craft caddies. I have got 1 of my clappers left. If you're wondering what the mesh, it's kind of been a little bit ravaged actually, mine. Oh, that's where my Yoda coat went, because I took a whole load of stuff with me the other day. But yes, if you want the mesh caddy, it fits a whole load in, that's for sure. That's where my booklet went. And you can see everything that's in there. I actually knew someone that used this in the shower instead because the water just poured through. So yeah, if you fancied that, then we have got that as an option for you too. We have got, on a special deal, I've got 3 of these left. These are the V clasp pouches. You've got your Melba tile in there for Lisa Chandler. You've got 2 fat quarters of Melba, and then you've got that very, very beautiful clasp there. 3 of those left there on a special deal too. We've taken a little bit more off these 3 fat quarters. You've got the black Melba tile, you've got the black flowering gum, and you've got a plain black fat quarter. You've got a metre of gold sparkly zip there, which is a size 3 with a couple of pulls in there. So that is a lovely little bundle to have as well. I have got 1 of the neck wearing magnifying glasses left. Just goes around your neck. Oh, it's even got a little cloth round your neck. And then you can adjust it to however you want it around your neck, and then you pop that in there and then you adjust it. So you've still got your hands free, which is just genius. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to close that box again. Where's Gemma when I need her? She's always the put her back in the box of things I've taken out. She's that person that can make it look like you haven't opened the box. She's that person. And everybody needs one of those people in their life, because it's not me. I have other skills. It's not that. So we've got those. And if these go today, I will be a happy bunny, because then I've got more space. It's like I've got 2 of these 24 packs of moon threads. I've taken more money off these. I've got 2 of these left, that's it. The darker colours all went. But I had slightly more of the pastels. You have got 1,000 metre spools here. These were the threads that Gary from Dukey recommended. He's like, has a cheaper thread. They're nice and even. So yeah. If Aurifil is out of your budget, that is the one. I have got these back in stock. You know, the ones where you can get into your makes and press and iron. Or if you're using your iron as a steamer and steaming jackets and stuff, then you can get in there protected and use that. They are really, really handy. I've got those back in stock. And Hardicraft crochet kits. These are now so discounted that I'm losing money on them just to clear them. I've got Santa Claus, I've got little reindeer, I've got these little crochet bauble kits which are so gorgeous. Look, they've got wood in them and everything, and glittery bits. Just goes to show you guys are not generally crocheters, because these have sat around for a little bit and I'm like, right, can we just get rid now, please? I can't lose any more money on them. That's it, they're done. So you've got your Brontosaurus, you've got your Dolly the unicorn, you've got your reindeer, and you've got your Santa Claus. I would like their space, not their company, please. People, you can help me out with that. I would be very, very grateful. Please and thank you. And don't worry, I won't try and sell you anything crochet-y again. I think I can't, you see, the thing is, I can't crochet very well, so I can't demo it for you. So it kind of has to be for those of you that love crochet, because I can't help you out with that, I'm afraid. I would love to be able to, and I can only do certain crochet stuff, and it's not that. Gosh. That felt like quite a busy half an hour. Shall we start making then? It's a good job today's make is quick. I'm going to make 2 versions for you. Gemma will be like, why? Why can't you just do one? I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do one with H640 and one with just a medium weight interfacing, so that you can see the finish on both. Okay? And then it's up to you which way round you want to do it. I have left my template and not had a chance to create a new one at Create and Craft, like a bit of an idiot. So I'm going to have to just improvise the top of it, but the technique is the same. And as soon as I get that sample back, we'll be good. All right, so first things first, let's do our interfacings. This is perfect for your scrap interfacings. It really is. So let's cut those. In your instructions, you have got all of the sizings in your instructions. And like I say, how you want to... Very cross with myself. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Tell you what it was. I knew I had to get out of that studio. Felt like I'd been there for days. Did 4 hours live back to back on Saturday night. And then another couple of hours on the Sunday. And then I was so done. I'm like, right, bye. Packed down super quickly because they were trying to get the next show into that studio set. So I just left everything, didn't I? Well done, me. Also faintly sleep deprived because I came home. Josh had been playing a gig and he'd come home and he wasn't very well. He had finally, having been, I'm going to say a little bit smug that he had managed to miss out on the tummy bug that we'd all had the weekend before. It was finally his turn. So not a lot of sleep, I'm going to be honest, was had Saturday night. Quite a lot of washing's been done, but not a lot of sleep was had. So, yeah, that's my excuse for forgetting everything in all the world. So, how you wish to interface is entirely up to you. If you want a nice squishy finish or if you want a more sleek finish, then we have got two different... Why is my session end? I don't want my session to end. Two different finishes for you there. We'll do it in the same fabric so that you can then see. And also because I am just a little bit in love. And so, yeah, whichever way up you want these to go. Just cutting off the selvage on one. So you're going to be able to make quite a few out of these. Absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. And you will obviously be far more frugal with your cutting than me. You need 2 outers, 2 lining, 2 interfacing pieces, and whoosh, you're done. So you can see I'm going to do 2 sets and I've still got all of that left of my fabric. Oh, this is gonna be so beautiful. It is very, very, very gorgeous. Here we go. Right, so if you haven't worked with our velvets yet, why not? They're lush. Lush, lushity, lush. Here we go. And my heart did a little happy dance when I saw how beautifully it went with that William Morris. Because I'd also, at the weekend, done a whole load of William Morris shows for my supplier. And I'd remembered that I liked the acanthus. And I really liked it. But I was just looking at it going, I think I've really overlooked that. So then when I saw this fabric and opened that up, I was like, yes. I really love that. Some little scrap pieces there. So here it is. That's all our cutting done for now. until we come to put the lid on it. So first thing to note obviously is that it's got a nap. So it doesn't matter which way round you use the nap, just make sure that whichever way the nap goes, it's the same. There we go. So we've got those. Let's interface over here. I'm going to interface my outer fabrics. Like I say, one with a medium weight and one with H640. Ruben's in here today, so I don't really want to use the steam because it really upsets him. And I have to say, he has been a little bit of a superstar, bless him, because this morning the chickens were up really, really early. They've got one of those daylight sensors on their door to their house. Sorry, Ruben. He doesn't like the steam, but I just need a little zhuzh of steam just to get that to work. Yeah. So the chickens were up super early, and the little one that scurries past the window to lay her eggs outside of their pen. I don't know how she gets out every day, but she does. She's a bit of a Houdini. I'm sorry, Ruben. I'm sorry. Oh, he's just got up and given me a look. I'm really sorry. I know it's the steam. It's the steam dragon and you hate it. But you could be a big brave boy. He's like, no, I could not. Sorry. I just need to adhere this and then we're done, okay? Does anybody else apologise to their dogs? Look at this. Rubes. Have you come to protest? It's just the iron. I know you don't like it, do you? And I'm very sorry it's woken you up. Sorry about that. But we're sort of doing a show. Look, you can say hello to everybody, they're there. He's like, no, I am watching your iron. If I do that, that's all it does. It's not going to hurt you. Look, you're backing off. You were so brave with the fox this morning. Anyway, yeah, so the chickens were out early, and then I heard the fox. He was barking up in one of the fields, and Ruben heard him barking too. And you gave him a bark, didn't you, and went off to chase him. Get away from your chickens. Ruben's quite protective of his chickens, aren't you, eh? Which is good, because when he first came to us, and he didn't really know, you didn't know what to do with the chicken, did you? I told you couldn't eat them. You knew that much. Did you get a bit excited the first time you met them? But you've got much better with the chickens, haven't you? To the extent that when I found the chickens in the sitting room the other day, he didn't do it. You didn't do anything about it, did you? Hey? You didn't do anything about the chickens? No. Right. We're going to put these right sides together. A little bit of chain stitching is what we're going to need here. If you were me, where would you have put your pins? Ah, here we go. You're going to come and help? Ruby-doo. Are you? We're very proud of Ruben. He has put on weight. He's doing very well, aren't you? Great Danes don't do very well in rescue. And Ruben had dropped a lot of weight because he had to go into a foster home and all sorts of stuff. Not because he did anything wrong. I would just really like to say he is the sweetest of dogs. But he did not enjoy being moved around the place. And it's taken us a little while. But you are putting on weight like a good boy, aren't you? Hey? And he is so very good with that puppy. He just lies down and lets her use him like some sort of climbing frame. I'm just pinning across the top. We're going to stitch across the top. Now, if you're just using medium weight interfacing, you might actually want to interface the velvet instead. I love the fact that in a very short space of time, I'm going to have 2 beautiful cases. So let's just sew those across there. Don't need that. Okay. I need to just re-thread my machine. For it has been in the car. Oh, excuse me, I've got sniffles today. Does that sound like it is happy? That's it. I'm going to drag them back to here. Oh, these are so beautiful. Just so beautiful. So we are going to... I'm really excited to being able to put all my glasses in here and actually have some clean glasses. Very excited for this. So let's put these right sides together. And just push the seams one way and just nest those seams so that they are going to match beautifully. Where else you pin is entirely up to you. Let me gather those pins up there. This is the joy of a magnetic pin cushion. If you want to use a walking foot, by the way, with your velvet, that's often a really good idea. But let's just, I push one seam one way, one seam the other, knit those seams, and then pop that in there. So let's set that one up ready to sew. Let's set these ones up ready to sew. So again, just making sure that my seams are going in opposite directions, just so that they nestle beautifully. Good-o. And then you can decide what sort of interfacing you want to use. You might want to use none. I would recommend, having made one with none, I would recommend something. Not a lot, but something. Okie dokie, so we're going to sew around, we're going to leave a turning through gap in the base. We're going to sew around both of those and then we will turn through. Let's do this. You're keeping a weather eye on me now, Reuben, are you? That's one. So again, you can batch make these. They make great Christmas presents if we are thinking about that now. Are we thinking about that? I think we are. Jane has got the most gorgeous, gorgeous applique for you tomorrow. That I think you're going to love. She's so clever. Okay, so now that we've done that, we will trim off any excess fabric on those corners. And just make sure if I caught enough along there. I'm just going to re-sew along there. I did feel myself go a little bit wobbly there. Okay, so then you're going to turn everything through. You're going to want a pokey tool of some shape, size or description. Delish. I can see my very useful pokey tool just there. There it is. These are fab. We've got them on the website. A couple of quid maybe. But they are so useful for easing out those corners. And the thing of it is that that is quarter of an inch by quarter of an inch. So if you're trying to measure anything, then great. That isn't too pokey that's going to go through any of your seams. And then you've got a nice little marker in there as well. At this stage, you can sew up your turning through hole, should you wish. Sometimes, I'm going to be really honest, sometimes I don't bother sewing up my turning through holes at all with these, for the simple reason that I don't think anyone's actually going to go all the way through to the bottom of these. I just want to give that a little press. And then in goes your velvet lining. Now, if you don't have any cork and you don't want to do anything fancy, you could just put a popper on the top there and you're done. You could do that. And because your popper is going through both layers of fabric, then that would also be easy. Just trying to get that velvet nice and evenly distributed. So yeah, you could give that a little press. You could put a popper on that, and away you go. That's my glasses, and I've still got space to put a popper there. done. So if you want to just do a simple case just like that, very Tommy Cooper of me, just like that, then you can. But if you want to, ooh, do you know what? I've got some fabulous new magnetic clasps as well, which would go well on that. Ooft, ooft, ooft. So many different options. But let's go with the original design. Poke tool, ease out those corners. So this one's got the H640, so it's giving it a little bit more body. As we speak. Dee, 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 dee. Give that a good press. So with the H640 and the velvet, this is going to be a very plush option. This has got a nice bit of body to it. And let's sew up that turning through gap. And pop that in there. Our velvets are so luxurious and beautiful. They're just so lovely. So lovely. I think I need a longer pokey thing. Oh, I had one in my mesh caddy, didn't I? Where did I put my mesh caddy? That is the next question. Let's get those in there. Get my seams so that everything is lined up at the top of the seams there. And then ease those velvet corners into there. And then give that a little bit of a press. And the same goes again. You could just put a cam snap there and you've got a perfectly lovely top. However, I didn't do that. What I would invite you to do is to get a little square of this, which is your Ultra Bond, Hemline Ultra Bond, or you could use Misty Fuse, you could use Fuser Web, you could use any of those things. They would work a treat. And you can line it either in your velvet or in your fabric. I'm going to do it in my fabric. And I'm just going to cut myself a little square of that. And if you've got some cork, and if you haven't got any cork yet, what have you been doing? Cork's fabulous. And just so useful, and it's just going to give you such a professional finish on something that really has taken you minutes to make. I mean, so far this has taken me 25 minutes from scratch, and I've made 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to Ultra Bond to the back of our fabric. I'm just being really careful because I know that that is slightly longer there. Some parchment paper. Let me press onto there, that's better. Then I don't have to worry about my cutting mat. Sorry, Ruben. Now, peel that away. And then pop it on the back of your cork. And bond it onto the back of the cork. If it doesn't come away easily, then you just need to apply a little bit more heat. But now that I've upset Ruben, I'm going to go in with a little bit of steam. So I didn't design the Morris & Co quilt kits that I did the shows for. I was just there to demonstrate on behalf of the supplier. So they're not available through me, I'm afraid. And they're not my quilt design either. So I'm really sorry. If you want those, you're going to have to go through Crate & Craft for those. I don't know if they've still got them at that price because they did them as a one-day special. It was all a little bit last minute because it was meant to be something else, but that fabric hadn't come in for them. So we had to come up with some shows pretty quickly for them. Now, I will get the proper template for this. But for now, we're going to do kind of a curve, sort of an elongated curve. And this is where actually, if I had, and let me use my cup. No, that's not going to work. Have I got my, where is my circle cutter? What have I done with my circle cutter? Oh, well, that's annoying. That is very annoying. Right, I'm going to fold these in half, and we are going to you'll get a template for this, by the way. Just check, yeah. But I've left my samples in my templates, so I have to go and get them later. But the theory is the same. We are going to create a flap like so. And if you want to top stitch around, then you can. If you've got your edge coat, then you can use that to finish that off. I think you could, if you don't have the edge coat, I think what you could do is water down a little bit of acrylic paint and possibly try that. It would have to be a flexible one. but you could do that instead. I'm going to just use this as a little donkey, and then I'm going to just top stitch around just for the look. Because as far as I'm concerned, they are now bonded. So we're just top stitching around. And like I say, if you want to edge coat those, then you can. Let's trim those off like that. Dink, dink, dink. And back we go. So this one, much more spongy because it's got the H640. Both of them lovely. I'm going to mark an inch down from the top on both. You see, can't you? This one actually looks smaller because of it. And then I'm going to line those up onto there. Now, if you've got some of your quilters wash away tape, you're going to want to baste that in place. Oof. This got puppied the other day. Has not enjoyed that situation. And all this does in basting this in place is just hold it in place long enough for you to get your rivets in. Okay, so on that line there, that fits a treat there. Now, that's interesting. What you might want to do, what I'll do is I will do you an extra template for if you are using H640, because you've suddenly got depth. Let me just re-stitch around there. So yeah, you're not going to want one quite as round, are you? Ah, these things are good to test, aren't they? And it is just a matter of shaving off a seam allowance's worth. Okay. And then I'm going to measure in. Now this bit is a little bit fluid, so it depends on for this how big your rivets are that you're gonna put in. So as to where you mark these off. But yeah, I really love rivets. You know this, and but like I say, it does depend on how big you want these to be. So I've got some lovely bright gold ones here that I might just want to use. And I will go in with my these are great. If you haven't got one of these yet, just they make life so much easier. Because I can now make my rivet hole. I'm going to go through the lining and everything. So that's going to hold my lining in place. But we are going to look quite wit-woo. I'm waiting on some gold coloured metal poppers. I've only got antique gold ones, antique brass rather. But I've got these nice shiny ones. And I'd quite like to use them. And suddenly your work is looking really quite woo-woo. There's no need then to top stitch around the top of here because you've riveted through everything. So that's all going to be held in place. And suddenly you are looking pretty professional. Because we've used our lining under there, when it opens up it just continues through, and then when we fold that over there we're going to put a little clasp in there. But look at the back, how smart is that looking, with just 2 rivets. And then I'd just put a popper. I want to wait for my gold ones. I've got a green popper, but I just don't know. But that's how that's going to look. So you just put your popper in there, and then that holds that seam all the way around. You get a little glimpse of your gold bits in there, but they're out the way enough. They're high up enough that it's not going to scratch your glasses or anything like that. So with your H640, you can see that that is much floofier. So if you want to make these with ultimate protection there for your glasses, like I say, I would do you a different size template for this. I'm glad I did that now, because otherwise that would have been annoying for you when you got that home if you did decide to use H640. And then in go your rivets. And that just is going to stop a lot of fussy sewing, trying to top stitch around something that is really, really tiny and tight. It's just not going to work. But if you can hold it down with really beautiful hardware that suddenly makes your work look super expensive and as plush as the beautiful velvet you've got in the middle, then I am all for that. Hang on, where's my washer? Let's pop that in. Oh, go on, I'll do one with my gold popper. So find your middle spot there. And then centrally there we go. It's not quite the right green. I'm going to be better off with that green. Have I got another green anywhere? What are my green-based options? I'm so green greedy today. Do I have any other greens that I could use? No, I've only got kind of bright greens. Oh, that's annoying. Which one do we think? I think that's too bright. Going with this one. Do you know what? If in doubt, go with a clear snap. That's the one. That's why I always have clear snaps. If I can't find the one that I want, then I'll go clear. Which doesn't always make for the best demo if you can't see them. However, where are the bases? Aha! There we go. Should do the job. There you go. So what you've got there is a William Morris cork and velvet, very decadent pouch. On the back there you've got the gold. So I will wait for, I might even take those out when my gold clasps arrive, poppers arrive there. But I think I can get away with that for now. And that is holding all of that in place so that I can then pop my glasses in. Oh, hang on, my poppy bit's just popped off. I haven't put that in right. Pop that in properly. I can't see now because I take my glasses off. It does help if you install your poppers properly. Squidge down on it. There we go. I think it's because this is a different make of a. There we go. And away we go. Whoop. There. So that is your make for the day. I'm going to wait for my gold one to do that. They are your makes. That's with just normal medium weight. That's with H640. You can see it gives it a much deeper look there. But however you choose to do it is up to you. That's how they end up. So 2 of those made in 40 minutes. That's all right, isn't it? Hey, that's all good. And hello to everyone on YouTube that has messaged in as well today. So they are our options. They are our velvets. They are our combinations. If you've got a little bit of cork left, it's just a little 4.5-inch square. Oh, Jane, is this what we're doing tomorrow? I loves this. Is this going to go with the sack that you did last year? Look at these little guys. So this is the wall hanging that Jane's doing tomorrow. We will also be launching some very beautiful, beautiful Christmassy, winter style flannels. So brush cotton from Tim Holtz as well tomorrow. So join us tomorrow. We will see you there. Jane's a clever old stick, isn't she? And grab your Sue pen, grab everything that you need, and we will see you here at 10 o'clock as per usual tomorrow. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.